A very good morning to class 3. We will continue the lesson Zia and the Chief. We read about Zia and the Chief that there was a chief and there were two people who came. There was an old man who came to the chief to ask about a problem, and that because that he had lost somebody has stolen his goats. And who has stolen his goat? His neighbor had stolen his goat. So he went to chief to sort out the problem, and the chief asked them for a question that whosoever will answer the question will. The old man repeated the question to his. The two men left shaking their hands. Huh. The chief said that there is a test for you, that I'll be giving you a question. Go home and answer the question, and whosoever answers the question, um, whosoever give me the answer, I will be sorting out your problem. I'll be solving your problem. So the old man went home. He asked his daughter Zia, who was very, very beautiful and very, very witty. And the question was, which is the fastest thing in the world? And Zia answered his father that the fastest thing in the world is time. So, so when the old man returned back to chief, the chief was surprised that how did you know this answer? So he says it was not difficult, and he says, time, answered the old man confidently. We never have enough of it. It always goes too fast. It just goes on. Because he has asked a question that which is the fastest thing in the world. So he says time. So he says there's no enough time to do all this we want to do. So answer amazed. Amazed means आश्चर्यचकित कर देना. Answer amazed the chief. He wasn't sure if he himself could have answered the question as well. The chief was amazed by the old man's answer, and he asked the old man, who helped you to answer this question? Now, after this, we will read, they are my own words, my own thoughts, lied the old man. No one helped me. He says, they are my own words. He says, they are my own words. Nobody has helped me to answer this question. If you are not telling the truth, I will punish you, warned the chief. The chief was sure that it was not answered by the old man. Somebody has helped this old man to answer this question. So he says, I will punish you. The old man was too afraid to continue to lie. So he became afraid. वो डर गया कि अगर मैंने और झूठ बोला. Lie means झूठ बोलना. Lie, lie. And lied means झूठ बोला. Lied is a past tense of lie. The old man was too afraid to continue the lie. It was my daughter Zia who gave me the words. He says it was my daughter Zia जिसने कि ये words दिए. Confessed मतलब admit किया कि मैंने झूठ बोला. मेरी daughter ने मेरे को इसका आंसर दिया. She's a very wise woman. She must be, thought the chief. I would like to meet this woman. He says, she is indeed very wise. I want to meet her. Not long after, the old man presented his daughter Zia to the chief. So the old man, he got his daughter Zia to the chief. If the chief was amazed with her wisdom, he was captivated by her beauty. Now he was amazed by the answer what she gave to chief, and he was captivated means attracted. He was captivated by his beauty also, because she was very beautiful. You are indeed a wise and lovely woman. I would be honored to have you as my wife. Will you marry me? Zia, the chief says, you are not only wise and witty, but you are very beautiful, and I am captivated. I am attracted by your beauty. Will you marry me? The honor is mine, smiled Zia. Zia ne kaha, yes, I will marry you. Although the chief was pleased, he was also worried about having such a wise wife. He did not want her to interfere with the problem brought before him. He was very happy to be to be a husband of such a beautiful and wise woman, but at the same time he was worried that if she starts interfering in my problems, then she will be outwitting me. She will be more competent than me, and she will prove herself to be like the same. So I will tell her not to interfere in my problems. He says, everything in my house is yours, declared the chief. I only have one rule for you. You must never involve yourself with the problems brought before me. He says you should not get involved in the problems which are brought before me. This is your only warning. If you break this rule, I will send you away. He says, if you break this rule, I will send you away. The chief's new wife only smiled at this command. She only smiled. She says, okay, I will not interfere in your problems. Things went well. For quite some time, the chief continued to hear people's problem while Zia kept herself busy without becoming involved. He says the time just went by and the chief was solving people's problems and Zia was not interfering in any of his problems. One day, however, the chief gave one of the puzzles to two boys who argued over a sheep. Now, two boys came to him. They were quarreling. Quarreling means लड़ रहे थे. They were arguing. वो argue कर रहे थे over a sheep, and he gave two puzzles to both the boys. Zia knew she should not help the boy who really owned the sheep. Zia को पता था that I will not help any of the boy, especially the boy who owns the sheep, जिसकी अपनी sheep है. But he was so upset that she finally asked him to explain his problem. But he was so upset, that boy was so upset that he told him to present his problem before her. The chief asked for the impossible, sighed the boy. Boy ने कहा, chief ने तो बिल्कुल impossible चीज़ में से पूछ ली. He gave us an egg and said that whoever could get the egg hatched by tomorrow would own the sheep. He says he gave an egg to both of us, and he says that whosoever hatches, जो इसमें से कल चूज़ा निकाल के ले आएगा, sheep उसकी होगी. Zia knew she should not help, but the solution was obvious. Zia को पता था वो उसे help नहीं करना, लेकिन उसका solution उसके पास था. He says, take some rice. He says, take some rice to chief, instructed chief. Tell him to plant it today so that in the morning you will have rice to feed your chicken. He says, आप ये राइस ले जाओ और ये बोलो कि चीफ इसको आप प्लांट कर दो और कल मॉर्निंग तक आपके पास राइस हो जाएगा जिससे कि मैं उस चिकन को फीड कर सकूं, जो चिकन पैदा होगा. He will know that it is just impossible to grow rice in one day as it is to hatch an egg that quickly. आप उसे पता था कि एक दिन में राइस नहीं उग सकते जैसे एक दिन में एग से चिकन नहीं निकल सकता. The boy ran to the chief with the rice. He said exactly the words he was told. He said the same words to the chief as was told by Zia. The chief was not impressed. He was angry. वो खुश नहीं हुआ, वो गुस्सा हो गया. Who told you this? Who gave you the rice? Thundered he. गुस्से में बोला, किसने तुम्हें राइस दिए? किसने तुम्हें ये बोला? These words are too wise for someone so young. He says, इतना छोटा बच्चा इतने अच्छे वर्ड्स से अपना आंसर नहीं दे सकता. They are my own words, my own thoughts, said the boy. Boy ने कहा, नहीं, ये तो मेरे अपने words हैं, मेरे अपने thoughts हैं. Too afraid to speak the truth. Even he was not speaking the truth. No one help me. If you are not speaking the truth, I will punish you, warned the chief. ने बोला, अगर तुम नहीं बताओगे, I will punish you. It was Zia, cried the boy. Boy ने कहा, नहीं, वो तो Zia है जिसने मेरे को बताया. The chief was furious. Chief को और गुस्सा चढ़ा that his wife had broken the rule and asked to go back to her father's house. He says, she has broken the rule. I told her not to interfere in my affairs, in my talks, in my business, in my problems, but she interfered and I will have to send her back to her father's house. Before I go, may I fix you one final meal? asked Zia. मैंने कहा, ठीक है, मेरे को तो जाना पड़ेगा अपने फादर के घर, लेकिन क्या मैं उससे पहले आपको एक बार खाना खिला सकती हूँ? Then I will take what is mine and go. फिर मैं जो मेरे पास है वो सब चीज़ें लेके मैं चली जाऊँगी. Yes, answered the chief. Make whatever you want. Take whatever you want. Just be sure that you do not remain here tonight. इसके बाद जो मर्ज़ी बनाओ, जो मर्ज़ी यहाँ से ले जाओ, लेकिन you will not be staying here tonight. You will have to go to her parents' house and you stay there. Zia prepared the chief's favorite meal. Zia ने बहुत favorite meal बनाया. She served it with a generous amount of favorite drink, और बहुत अच्छा drink भी दिया. Before the meal was finished, the chief became very drowsy and quietly fell asleep. Before the meal finished, he became so drowsy because he ate so much. इतना खा लिया था. Eat का past tense ate. He ate so much that he became drowsy and quietly he fell. Fall का past tense fell. He fell asleep. With her family's help, she carried the chief to her father's home. With her family's help, अपनी family की help से, she carried the chief to her father's home. अपनी फादर अपनी फैमिली की हेल्प से, क्योंकि वो इतना ड्राउजी हो गया था कि वो चीफ को भी अपने फादर के घर में ले आई. दे प्लेस्ड हिम ऑन अ बेड एंड ही स्लेप्ट साउंडली. वो आराम से उसको सुला दिया. थ्रू द नाइट इन द मॉर्निंग द चीफ्स वॉइस बूम थ्रू द हाउस. वेयर एम आई? ही सेज, मैं कहाँ हूँ? व्हाट एम आई डूइंग हियर? डिमांडेड ही. मैं यहाँ क्या कर रहा हूँ? Zia entered the room and grinned. Zia घुसी रूम में और बोली, You said I could take whatever I wanted from your house. I wanted you and so I took you. He says, आपने बोला, You take anything from the house. So I took you and I came here. You're certainly a wise woman, smiled the chief. Come, return with me to our home. Only a fool would send away such a woman. He says, I'm fool that I'm sending such a wise woman to her parents' house. Come, we will stay together. This is my mistake. And you, my chief, are no fool, whispered the clever wife. And the wife says, You're no fool. You are intelligent. So this was a story about Zia and Chief. Please read the story and understand the story. And today we have a live class at 12. We will repeat the story in the live class and we'll do some question answers of it. Thank you and have a nice day.